started. The Iranian people is going to defend its sovereignty, is going to provide the safety that their population requires in the face of this massive threat, in the face of this massive act of brutality, of terror, of horror, and as the whole world sees with impunity. Let's see now more live images. Now people are on the streets celebrating these retaliatory actions. This footage is from early on Friday, as people were on the streets celebrating the response that their government has given to the terrorist actions of Israel towards their country. The people is on the streets celebrating these actions and also repudiating these criminal actions against leaders of the country, against nuclear facilities of the country. But mostly this is a moment of pride, of unity. The people of Iran is united in the face of threats, in the face of war declarations. They know they have a government that is supporting the people and is providing the defense mechanisms the country needs, and is not standing still in the face of horror and in the face of those actions, these terrorist actions against the country in a siege that has left over 70 people, to be more exact, 78 people dead so far. This is people, Iranian people on the streets, united. And also the support is coming also from many other countries of the world. In Iraq, for example, there have been huge mobilizations as well against the Zionist actions against Iran. There is a massive support, regional support, to face this moment, this crucial moment in which the sovereignty of Iran has been vulnerated, but also that has given more strength to the Iranian people and to the region as a whole to face these attempts against that seek to destabilize the region, that seeks to halt the development, the self-determination of the peoples. And also this is a moment in which the region is uniting because they can see the threat that poses Israel in their ambitions to be capable of committing such atrocious acts with total impunity. And this is a moment in which the region is saying no to those attempts, is saying no to those aspirations of massive control. And this is a moment also for support. Iran is not alone and is being supported and is being backed by the region as a whole and also by the entire international community, who is witnessing with horror what is taking place at this moment, but also with pride on how the government and the people of Iran is defending themselves in the face of these actions. This is an international movement now in support of Iran. This an international feeling that is uniting toward and against these terrorist manifestations, these terrorist actions, these deadly and violent actions that have had the complicity of several Western powers, especially the United States, who knew beforehand that these attacks were going to be perpetrated this day. We are seeing live images of Iraq where people is supporting Iran. People is on the streets. There is also deployment of military forces, but the peaceful demonstrations show Iran is not alone. And this is live from Iraq at this moment, a moment in which there have been several attacks against Iran, but also there have been retaliatory actions from Iran towards Israel. The region is united in a single voice. The people are urging for Israel to stop this aggression and these actions that could harm that could have so many consequences for the people of the region in general, that is watching closely what is going on and also is feeling proud of the stance and the way in which Iran has been facing this atrocious attack at this hour. So the Israeli airstrikes, let's recall that, not just targeted civilians and residential buildings, but killed Mohammad Bagheri, Iran's armed forces chief of staff, and Hossein Salami, who was the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Also, Ali Shamkhani was murdered, who was one of the country's most senior security officials and a close aide to the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Also, dozens of other targets in and around Tehran had been hit by warplanes. Across the capital, also buildings were burning with gaping blackened holes. Israel has said these attacks were just the opening salvo of a much broader offensive which could continue for days or even weeks. And in the face of this, Iran has said that it won't stop until there is justice, and that the blood of their martyrs murdered are not going to be in vain. And this is a response from the region, from the world, from the peoples of the Middle East in this brave response, reaction to these attempts, these terrorist attempts and terrorist actions against Iran. This is all that is going on in the region at this moment. teleSUR English is bringing you all the latest informations. So let's listen to the sound of the protest and the demonstrations in Iraq at this moment.
الوعد الصادق قادم قادم الوعد الصادق قادم قادم الشيطان الأكبر الله أكبر أمريكا الشيطان الأكبر هيهات من الأدلة هيهات من الأدلة هيهات من الأدلة هيهات ويعود خيبر يا صهيون خيبر يا صهيون جيش محمد قادمون خيبر يا صهيون جيش محمد قادمون الشاهد يوم التنكير القائمين هو الطغيان والشر المنكر حيدر القائمين هو الطغيان والشر
With these were demonstrations that were held earlier on Friday in support